All right. Sweet. Did it go? Hey, Opus family. It is Water Cooler Wednesday. So, for those of you that are able to take off a few moments, we're going to be live and talking about some social media today. And for those of you who are new here, my name is Kayla. I am the client account consultant here at Opus Management. I am in our Texas branch, my Texas branch, whichever, but we are an Ohio-based company helping you navigate all the crazy technology, branding, and all of your business needs that you need. Today we're going to look at and talk about social media and using it. So there's been a lot of questions, and we've had a lot of clients come in recently looking at, how do we grow our footprint and what do we do? So TJ and myself both manage social media accounts for multiple clients, and that is from everything from generating the content ourselves, between the pictures and the videos, the quotes and the audio files, adding the carousels, creating logos. We can do that all the way down to just, setting you up with a calendar if that's something that you need. So I'm looking to grow a business. There's kind of twofold to that. So you're either looking, probably three, because you've got internal customers, which we talked about in the last 2 weeks, where you can, where you've got your employees, so your employee engagement and just that internal customer and how do you build that. You're also trying to build a customer base itself, right? So the more people that you can reach, the more leads that you get, which gives you more opportunities to close the deal and make a sale. And then also, if you're looking at hiring, how do you build your customer pool? So how do you ensure that you will have candidates when a position's open? How what's the current buzzword? To be the employer of choice, and that's in a lot of markets. We hear it regularly, and so recently we had a client reach out that we just did kind of a social media content and how it looks at it, and they really want to ensure that people in the community understand their why, they understand their mission, and then also they want to be the one that is that employer. They want you to think about them when you're looking for a job, whether that's if you're in a factory, if they're looking for people in the office in accounting or HR. You want to start building that loyalty early, so that they will want to come in and they will want to be part of your team and stay on board. So really your first touch point with anybody that's a potential customer, or internal or external, is going to be social media. We opened a clinic and I was looking to hire a whole team from scratch. And as everybody was sending in their resumes, I started pulling up their social media. So for me, right, I wanted to see, what are these people actually about? Like, are they going to fit? Are they going to fit in with myself and the veterinarian at the time that I was working with? And you can learn a lot from somebody's social media. And that's why I think our parents, and, even like I think about, my nephew, you kind of got to be careful with some things on social media, but you're branding yourself. And we've talked about branding several times here on Wednesdays, but everything you put on there is branding you. So the tone that you use, the way that you type things out, the way that you put your pictures up, that brands you. And it brands you as a company, it brands you as an employee. And before I get too far off topic, today we were talking about actual companies and not employees, so I'm going to try and stay off of that road. Sometimes I can get going down that way a little too far. But think of the companies that you follow on social media, whether you follow them on Instagram, You follow them on TikTok. If you follow them, on LinkedIn, while LinkedIn stays pretty more on the professional side, you want to have the familiarity. Haha, I got it right. of a company, especially if you're looking to go work for them, right? Like, you don't want to go work for a company that you've never heard of. I mean, you could, right? If they're paying you enough, if the benefits are good enough, you probably want to go work for them. But if you are, staying true to your why and what's important to you, you start looking for a company that matches that. And that's something that we want to think about when we're building the social media piece for our business, right? You don't want to hit people with, this is what I sell all the time. That's going to make it tough. Like, if all they see from you is sales posts like, oh, look at this product, or here, we sell this, or this is what we do. If that's constantly what you're pushing down people's throats, you're going to have more people unfollow you. All they're going to think when they see your name of your company or your product or your logo is, oh, they just want my money. So showing the value of your company, right? So whether that's Motivational Mondays or Thoughtful Thursdays, or, whatever you feel brings value and speaks to your company's brand, that's something that you need to put out there, and you need to put out there regularly. So staying positive, staying honest and truthful. That transparency piece for companies is really big, especially in this day and age. Being able to be honest with your customers and be honest with your employees really speaks volumes, that they know that they can trust you, that they know that, when you're telling them, hey, this product is going to work for you, or hey, we recommend this software. Being able to say those things really will take you so much further and keeps that loyalty piece there. Opus has been around for, I think our first client we've had for 27 years. And it's because of that, that loyalty, that honesty, and really, being able to give the expertise around, here's what we recommend for you. We know that there's this other option, but we know there's another option. But here's what we really feel like fits what you're wanting, what you're telling us. We understand you. We understand you as a business, and here's really what we were thinking needs to happen, instead of just trying to close the sale. And nowadays, we see that quite a bit, especially with companies that have resellers. So there's some software companies out there that they want to get the product on your computer, and they're going to tell you, yep, this product will do that. Yep, this product will do that. But they don't give you the full story. They don't tell you it requires this add-in. It requires someone to program it. It requires somebody to go pull all your data and put it in there. That deceitfulness or omission of the full picture is something that doesn't go over well when your customers realize it. So remember that as you're going through this. So back on to, looking at content. So when we look at social media and we look at the influence that your company is bringing to the table, what does that look like? And what are some of the things that maybe you haven't thought of? So if you're doing your content, which God knows it is tough, the best thing is to find either a social media manager. I can help out if you need one. But find a social media manager that can plan all that out for you. Yesterday was I know what day of the week it is today. And yesterday was Tuesday, and it's my batch day. I am a batch person. I like to do all of the things. Like, I like to do all of this for this, and then I go to the next step, and I do it all for everything. So, I've uploaded all of my photography, and I pulled all the quotes that I was going to need, that I wanted to pull from, and I made that list, and and then I put everything together and set all that up. And then I scheduled it all out. So I have the next 3 weeks worth of content scheduled out. That doesn't mean that it's just going to stay like that. I'm going to go back in and probably do some changes and add some things, the day of. Like I went in this morning and on one of the accounts and added a reel, just because it was something that was kind of important. We were looking to grow the email list, and so being able to show the screen recording on my screen, or from my screen, and put it in the reel so that it loads up and it goes into StormCloud and you can see exactly where to go, was something that had to be done today, because we've done a big push this month for her around her email list. All the new exciting things that are coming out. We've got a customer appreciation coming up in May. We've been leading up to this all month. So all of that stuff was planned out. And then this morning I realized that I hadn't added, where do you find to get on the email list, right? Like, it's on the website, obviously. Like, everybody's got that, like, here's my little box, follow me, or here's my thing. But we've really been pushing, we're not going to spam you. I hate nothing more than getting in my email box and going into like that, I don't even know what it is, on Gmail. They, like, my personal one has that promotions, and there's like 100, there's more than 100 of them all the time, and it doesn't matter how much time I spend deleting them, they like never go away. You get like 50 of them a day, and it's the most obnoxious thing to me, at least, right? Because that's a lot of time that I have to push the button. I can't just all the way down unless I get on the computer, and I don't do a lot of email on the computer. I do it all on my phone. But being able to speak to that on her social media, right? Like, we created some memes, and she's got a cat that goes with her to the shows, and so we did some with the cat theme, and then of course the horse theme, that went all the way across the board, and really just talked about, give us your email, we're not going to spam you, basically. Like, you'll get maybe one a month, maybe once a quarter, most likely, just when the new things come out. But we were also pushing, the customer appreciation coupon that's coming out for her. And so we had all of that done, and I had it all scheduled out for the entire month of April. Through Sunday, because she had a show going on. So we scheduled all of that out. Well, now it was time to go back in and schedule the next set. So now we're shifting gears, because now that customer appreciation thing is coming out. So we need more content that's driving people to want to look at those shirts and click on the links, right? So that's the next piece. Like, you got to get them to click on it. So the sharing piece is great if you're giving them, great motivational quotes, or did you know facts, if you're giving them information that they feel they want to share when you think about your customer base, right? So, like, if you're giving information that they want to share with other people, then you're spreading your reach. You're starting to reach more people, and that just grows the brand. It grows the audience, and that's where you start, as you start looking at the content. We're not going to cram sales, again, not cramming sales down the throat. You've got to bring something else to the table other than just, oh, look, my clothes are cute. Like, here's a t-shirt. Here's our wiring system. Here, you can't just it can't be the same thing over and over again. It won't grow, and it won't build the trust, and it won't have people coming back to you. Looking at your brand as, oh, this is a place I go to get some motivation, to have a laugh for the day, to see what Lewis the security cat is doing at StormCloud. Social media is kind of that break and that insight. So thinking of that, you think about your personal social media, and then moving over to the business side. And so giving your business kind of that life, and starting to create the content that will drive people and keep you in their forefront. Even if it's not constant, as they see that, they put that positive, as you keep that positive tone across your posting. Like, then people are going to associate your brand with that as they roll on. So if you're in a big company and you're struggling with content, because goodness knows we all do, just think, everybody carries a cell phone. Like, you're not going to stop people in this day and age from having their cell phone. It's just kind of one of those things, right? Like, while we're on here for Opus Media and I'm on all these platforms, I'm also on my cell phone's running on another platform and having that live stream going. So you're not going to get people away from their cell phone. So start using it to your benefit, right? Like, start having them submit content. And with that, whether it's pictures, it's a question, it's a fun fact, it's, hey, you know what? We've got this great client. Let's give them a shout out. If you're in a setting like, I used to work in vet clinics, we could take pictures of owners with their pets, especially when they got new puppies, and we post them. And just, involving people. So I do a lot of, around the show for the horse and in the Western industry clients, and here's what's going on. Here's where if we're if they've got a booth set up or if they're showing, especially with the horses, like having that and having those candid shots that you just take with your cell phone is great content. Like, it allows people to see the not posed, the not choreographed things, and that just brings your authenticity and your brand to a different level. So allowing your employees to have that option and giving them a portal for that is really going to take your content to the next level also. So definitely something we can set up if you haven't thought about it. Definitely something we can dig into more. There's a ton of ways depending on where you're at. So like for us with Opus, we have a customer portal. So all of our clients that are using us to manage their social media, we have a portal where either themselves or employees, really anybody that has access to their SharePoint, can submit content. Most of our contracts have a minimum depending on how much posting you want us to do on your account. Most of our contracts do have a minimum amount of content that has to be submitted each month. But you give your employees this portal where they can submit the things that they're doing, right? Like, and whether it's going to be used on the public social media or your internal social media, and that's a plug for SharePoint if you didn't know. That it just allows you to gather this information that you're going to need anyway. You're not putting it on somebody else, because goodness knows it never seems to be that there's enough employees. Everybody has got every day chocked full, and their hours are spent doing a ton of stuff. And so thinking about how can you collect the stuff that you could use, this just gives you another option. It's already there, so why not use it? But for those of you guys in Opus, in our Opus family, we are here if you need some help with your branding and your social media. We do have our opusmanagementdesign.com website up if you need some one-off help. We've got monthly packages available where our design team and our social media team can help you out with that. We've got our packages there if you want to look into what that looks like as well. Again, my name is Kayla. We appreciate you guys joining us here on this Water Cooler Wednesday. I appreciate you guys joining me because there's not anybody, my corgi's here. He's just hanging out. But I appreciate y'all joining us on whatever platform that you want to join on. You can find Opus Management on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you need anything from me specifically, you can shoot me an email, and that is k.roe@opusmanagement.us. Sometimes I forget and I put .com and it will not send me the message. But catch us anytime there. Give us a follow on social media if you find this stuff helpful. I'll be here every Wednesday. We're going to start kicking off some tech. I think we're going to do Tuesday, Tech Tuesday or Tech Thursday, one of the 2 days. But we'll start having those. We've got some, if you're looking for accounting software, I've got some Acumatica demos coming up here in May. So that way you can kick off the second half of the year strong if you're looking to change and upgrade from your QuickBooks or from your current NetSuite or any of the other accounting software programs. So again, we appreciate you guys, and we will talk